After 10 years in state prison for killing his wife, Ellen, former University of Pennsylvania professor Raphael Robb is a free man as of Sunday.
It was December 22nd, 2006, just 3 days before Christmas. Helen Robb was wrapping presents in the kitchen of her Montgomery County home when she was bludgeoned to death by her husband. Raphael Robb pleaded guilty to voluntary manslaughter and was sentenced to 5 to 10 years, ultimately serving the maximum sentence. Since then, Ellen's family has fought to raise awareness about domestic violence and started a foundation in her honor. As for Raphael Robb, a hearing will be held this summer regarding the assets he claims to have and the millions owed to the family from a civil suit. He also still owns half of the Lower Merion home where Ellen was killed, but we don't yet know where he will be living.
Ellen's brother is back with us again. Gary, good to see you.
It's good to
nice
have you
to
back.
see you. Thank you.
I think the last time you were in studio with us was 5 years ago when there was a parole hearing. You know, like he was going to get out after just 5 years, and you got that stopped.
That's right. That's right. It was through the outcry from the community, law enforcement, and great support from the media that for the first time in the history of Pennsylvania, we were able to rescind a parole, and rightfully so.
Yeah, so he served the maximum 10, which seems ridiculous. That's 10 years. He should be in jail the rest of his life. That's my opinion. So when you see him leave after 10 years on Sunday, how does that make you feel?
Yeah, it's a tough time for our family, for the community, and all victims of domestic violence and abuse. My sister serving a life sentence in the grave, and here he is free after an insanely light pleaded manslaughter sentence of 5 to 10 years.
Now, since in the story that we just, for introducing this, we said that he owns 50% of the house still. Is there any word on whether he might, now that he's out, return back to the house?
We're hopeful not. We're hopeful not only for the family's memory, but also for the community.
Yeah.
There's huge outcry, and they don't want that to occur, and so we're using our legal team to hopefully negotiate that.
And get that blocked.
Yeah.
Has anybody lived in the house since?
It's been vacant.
Ever since the
and the house still has remnants of the most brutal killing in the history of Montgomery County in over half a century.
Have you been back? I mean, it must be so difficult.
Yeah, it is. It is. We were there yesterday holding a vigil, and just being at the site, the same site that I drove up to and saw the police tape quarantining off and seeing them put her body in the ambulance. It's tough. It's tough.
Still 10 years later.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
You live it every day.
Every day.
Your family lives it every day. But you said that his release, though, was not the last chapter in this tragedy. Why did you say that?
Well, there's a couple of reasons. One is that we have work to do. We have legal work to do on completing the civil suit. A jury of his peers gave a record verdict, which was a profound statement about his horrific actions and the premeditated nature of his crime. And then the other is that there's ongoing efforts. We truly support DA Kevin Steele in Montgomery County, who's looking at the lies Rob made just recently to the court. So it's not the last chapter, that's for sure.
He worked for the university. Would he have money in a pension plan or something like that?
Yeah, he has retirement assets, and so as part of the civil settlement, all of the funds go to his daughter. That's our goal and efforts, is to emancipate her. And our goal is to get after those retirement assets.
And she's 22 now. How is she dealing with this, knowing that he's out? And
oh, it's been a hard week. Yeah, she has no desire for contact.
Yeah.
As you can well imagine.
Mm-hmm.
So she'd been 12?
She was 12 when it happened, yeah. And so, you know, it was such a tragic incident that we've focused as a family on turning that tragedy into a triumph for others, and that's why we created our foundation.
That's every great reason. Tell us about the foundation and how it's going.
Yeah, it's been phenomenal. Probably the most important thing is that our goal is to create awareness and inspiration for victims of domestic violence and abuse. My sister, in the last few months of her life, had finally decided to step forward and move out of the abusive relationship. And when she did that, her skies opened up, she became her old self, and she was struck down on her last day in that house. I was picking her up to leave the house.
To leave the house, to get away from this guy, and that's when he killed her.
Yeah, and that's a real dangerous time for victims of domestic violence and abuse. But, you know, one of the great things that we've done is we passed a law with the support of so many in the community, but most notably former Representative Mike Vereb, that has already benefited over 5,000 families who get to meet with the parole board and have their own say. And make sure that they're on fair footing with criminals.
And for the foundation, why the name Every Great Reason?
No, that's nice of you to ask. It's in honor of L Gregory Robb. And our perspective is every woman has every great reason to begin a new life and begin it today.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful name.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, well, hang in there. Stay, keep us informed.
Yeah, strong and motivated with this foundation. And
anything we can do to help.
You guys have been a terrific help, and we really appreciate all the support.
On a side note, you might be wondering where this Raphael Robb is going to go. Apparently, there's a synagogue over near Pittsburgh, right, that provides a service for people who have nowhere to go.
Yeah, our understanding is that they've reached out to him and extended him a place to live and potentially do some work. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But to end this on a positive note, if people want to be involved with Every Great Reason, how can they find you guys and get more information?
Just through the website, and we're always looking for volunteers and support and resources to take our mission and deliver it to other organizations, which are the backbone, local organizations in the fight against domestic violence.
This will all be on our website, fox29.com.
Thank you so much.
Good to see you.
Very good to see you again.
Hang in there, man.
Great to see you, Alex.
All right.
All right.
Quick break. Come right back.